Throwing ass on the gram, getting laughs at the stand. Only she can, only Feehans. It's only Feehans.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of OnlyFeehans with me, Kerryn Elizabeth Feehan. Our guest today, my friend, legendary New York City comedian Marina Franklin is here. You may know her special, Single Black Female. She is going to be at City Winery December 16th. You gotta go. You gotta buy tickets to that show. You fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And that's how I start. I just...
That was perfect.
Was it?
I'm always like, I have like a huge paragraph that I read on my laptop.
That's better.
And I'm always panicking. And then I can't
it's more
pronounce
professional.
words. No, because I can't pronounce words.
But I said Franklin when I said your last name. Are we going to pretend like that didn't happen?
I heard it, but I was like, I appreciated the moment because I've done it so many times. With other people, like I just can't. Like today I had someone who had like a Spanish word and I was like, I'm not going to do it.
I'm not even going to attempt it.
I was like, you go.
You go. I was like, allez-y, but that's French for let's go. I don't know what it is in Spanish.
What? Lazy?
Like, let's go.
Oh, let's go?
Like, andale.
Oh, yeah. Andale.
Okay.
Yeah, that's easy.
I nailed it.
In French, it's vite. Vite. Andale translation.
What is it? Does it mean, does it translate to you're racist? Does it, wait, I have my glasses, Nicole. This is how blind I am. Look at your eyes. Look at you just reading the words.
Oh, no, from a distance. But up
can't
close,
see puss?
I can't see.
How do you pronounce andale? How do you pronounce andale puss? Who's andale puss?
Andale.
Spanish.
It's come along, but there was a version
Come
without
along.
the little, what is it, tilde?
Accent aigu.
Something?
Accent
That's
aigu.
politician.
That's French for
That's French.
the accent aigu.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I didn't take Spanish. I should have taken Spanish. I took French.
Me too. Moi aussi.
Moi aussi. Je parle français un peu.
Un peu, oui, moi aussi.
Oui, what?
Oui. Je pense que je suis la plus intelligente fille dans tout le monde.
No.
Oui.
Fermez les bouches. No, that's the words. I only know the words that my teacher yelled at me with.
Really?
Which was fermez les bouches, which is shut up. Close your mouth. Asseyez-vous. Marina! Asseyez-vous!
Did you have to pick a French name?
Just Marina. But she
What's
always
my-
said my name like that. She didn't say anyone else's because I was the clown. It was Mademoiselle King.
Yeah. I had, what was her name? Coppola. Madame Coppola.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot that was her last name. And she kept her last name even though she was married, but she never had kids. She just went to Paris every year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for her.
She lived the life. We had to pick French names. My name was Giselle, and I was always in trouble for breaking dress code. And she loved sending me to the office, to the principal's.
What was the dress code?
We had to wear solid colors, and I just had a big issue with that. Like, no patterns. Like, how are you supposed to put an outfit together without a pattern? This is the 90s. Like, we're wearing floral skirts, and like, I graduated high school in 2001. Floral skirts and like solid tops. And so I would dress like in these like pretty outfits, and she'd be like, "Oh, Giselle, vous allez à la principal."
You should have said that in French. How this is the 90s. And she would have thought you were very intelligent for having that.
No, I'm like, why do you say that? The 40, 90? Les 40? I don't know.
These neuf.
It's 19. These neuf.
Oh, that's 19.
Yeah.
So just make it backwards.
Right. These neuf quarantes.
Was it 100 is cent?
Cent? Oui.
Cent minus 10. Nuts.
Yes, this is awesome. French was so easy to get in trouble in, though, because it was like you're learning like different words in a different language. So, I mean, I was always trying to say the bad words, say the bad things. I was always in trouble.
Merde.
Merde.
That's more of a Haitian bad word, though.
What word?
Merde.
Merde. Shit.
Oh, merde.
No. Merde de tête, shithead.
And macaque namboudao.
What's that?
I dated a Haitian for a while, so that's probably the most offensive thing you could say. It's something in your butt, like a monkey in your butt.
Oh, wow.
Makak nambudao. It sounds like it.
It does.
Makak nambudao.
Yeah, it does.
And he taught me that, and then I would say it around the family. They go, "Oh no, don't say that."
Like, but he taught me. What do you want from me?
Yeah,
French is good.
Madame King.
Yeah.
And she was the track coach.
They're always multifaceted, these like language teachers.
Yeah. But I called her Madam King during track, and all of the other track, they were like, "Why do you do that?" I was like, "Oh, that's right.
I'm not.
I don't have to do it now,
Right.
but I'm trained."
That's who she was to you.
Yeah, she never corrected me.
No, she liked it.
Yeah, long distance. Come on. I remember coming in. I ran, but I have very big breasts. So running for me, I had to do cross country so I could balance the rhythm
Okay.
of like the run with
Yeah.
my breasts. And this is a good story.
I'm ready.
I was dating a guy who was very popular in tennis and football, and I was running in the fourth mile. It was 4 miles marathon or cross country.
Yeah.
And I had they didn't have good sports bras back then. So I just had to have like whatever Olga was recommending.
Yeah.
And I came in last, and I guess one of the other football players was making fun of me, and my boyfriend was also playing football, and the coach was like, they were about to fight. He goes, no, we're going to do it right. So he made them like...
Sounds like something my dad did when my brother was younger. He sanctioned the fight. He made them fight in front of people.
Yeah, it was like a football, like whatever head-to-head battle.
Right.
But I was in high school, and I found all of this out after school on the bus home, that they were doing this over my
Honor.
titties. My titties. So that's the part.
Your honorable titties.
That was the part that was devastating.
So one guy sees you coming in last. He's just staring at your tits.
They're like,
He's
"Oh my
losing,
God."
And then your boyfriend was like, "I'm going to kill you." Mm-hmm. I like that.
Marina's breasts have always been conversation.
It sounds like you just split into two personalities.
Right? It's like Marina's breasts. The story here and
A
now.
lifetime story.
Yes. The documentary. How did she make it with those heavy double Ds?
Yeah, well,
They're still heavy.
they're still heavy.
Yeah.
And they've been through some shit.
Yes, they have. Breast cancer, survivor, going into my 5th year.
That's great. How's that feel?
It feels good.
Do you feel far away from it? Does it feel scary still sometimes?
No, I mean, no. And that's the scary part, is that I'm forgetting.
Okay.
Like I'm starting to slip into some bad habits again.
Like health-wise?
Yeah, like my veganism is not working.
A little tainted?
Oh, I can't.
There's
do
no
it.
dairy. No dairy.
No dairy. Dairy's easy because dairy
Not for me.
I can't be around people if I have dairy. You know what I mean?
I would like you no matter what.
I'll be a very gassy girl.
So I think
She
it's fun.
was a very gassy girl.
The kind you don't take home to mom. I would love it. I'd be like, there's fart in Marina.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
I love a good fart.
So-
Fucking Luis J. Gomez still talks about I'm the only girlfriend he's ever had who farted in front of him. I was like, who are these? Who's holding their farts, man? Let him
I
rip.
did hold one with the one guy.
It's not good for you.
Yeah, I was in pain one day with him. He was like, "What's the matter?" And I was
And
like,
you're like, I got a shit bubble in my chest. I can't.
But he was just like, you could see he couldn't handle it. He couldn't. Guys can't handle the idea that we fart.
I don't care. That's just the most juvenile thing I've ever friggin' heard of.
As they say in Jersey, rip ass.
Rip ass. Isn't it so funny? Like, I love farting. That first fart in the morning is so long. Why? What have we been doing in there all night? How come none of it seeps out? It must be because we're horizontal, right? Like the second you get up, it's like sometimes the length, even if it doesn't make a noise, but it's like, Why is it so long? It makes me think of like the, the balloon guys that like make hot dogs and stuff. Like that's the amount of gas I think that's in my asshole.
Well, have some celery juice and you'll find out. Have you done it?
I love
did
celery juice.
20 ounces yesterday. I used to do it for years.
Yeah, the celery juice in the morning before anything.
20 ounces, but that long.
Yeah.
It started to happen with celery juice. So
Okay.
I can't do celery juice unless it's like milk now. I have to be by myself when I have my celery juice.
Yeah, the things that make me like overtly gassy, like a lot, is like if I ever take zinc, like if I'm about to get a cold.
Really?
Yeah, zinc will give me the farts, and then bad food. Like if I eat junk food, if I eat McDonald's or whatever, I'll get like really bad like stinky farts. Otherwise, I'm really only farting in the morning when I'm getting all my poops out. And then
I love it when I'm getting all my
poops out. I poop 2 to 3 times every morning.
That's good.
Yeah. I wake up pooping typically.
Well, you're very in shape. You're very
How are your, this is a little
how are
intimate.
my poops?
Yeah. Like, because I've read the thing about like what it means, like what the shape and size and length and what it all means.
Well, right now it's celery juice, so I don't really know the real story.
We don't know the behind the story.
We don't know. Well, because celery juice makes you just like
Does it empty you out?
it empties you out.
That's great.
Yeah, it's like it's what do they call it?
Like probiotic.
You got to stay near. It's like
You can't be far from a toilet.
no, you cannot. And if you're doing like 20 ounces, which is a lot,
Yeah.
it really cleanses you out.
That's
but
the first thing you do every day?
it used to be.
It used to be.
I can't anymore. I was addicted to celery juice. I had one doctor, I swear to God, she was not a nice doctor, but then I told her I did celery juice and she stopped and she goes, how much celery do you get to do that? I go, now you're interested
Yeah,
in me?
now you want to know.
Now you're fascinated.
You were trying to
in
push
me?
oxys on me for no reason. And
But you got to do like 2 bunches of celery.
then you juice that much, and that'll get you 20 ounces.
That'll give you 20 ounces. It was a lot of work. I used to ride the bike to the Whole Foods to get the good
You
celery
get stocked
juice.
for the week, and then you're doing it, or like every 2 to 3 days or something.
I used to do it every day.
You did it every day. Yeah.
Now I just do it when I can be alone. That's it.
Wait, are you in a relationship?
No,
I was like, is this the problem?
single.
You're dating some guy, now you can't do your celery juice and poop anymore?
No, I used to do
so
it.
ready
I
to
used to
blame it
do
on
it
a guy.
around a guy.
Yeah.
He was like, "What is going on?"
Like, shut up. My favorite relationship was a guy, and his mom bought him an apartment, so we had 2 bathrooms, and he and I were like clockwork. We pooped together every morning.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah, and it's like we would tell it. We're very open about it. We were.
You guys were meant to be together.
Well,
What?
he's my soulmate. He's just dating another girl right now. He's being an idiot. He's just gonna marry this other girl.
I know. Don't you love it when you just hold on forever? I had a guy that I swear to God, I was like, he's definitely gay. He's had children. He's married. I'm like, any day now, he's going to come out of that closet. He's going to come out.
I know it in my heart.
He has not come out that closet
Do you
yet.
find that guys, after they break up with you, date women that are a little more simple?
Yeah, they're plain. They're like healthy for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They're like, yeah. The one guy that I think we were close to probably being married, and I ended it. I just was like, it's enough. You know,
Of dating him?
yeah.
It was just enough of him.
It wasn't gonna work. I just knew it. But
Really?
his wife, she looks normal. Like I you know, you look.
Of course you look. We're
And
human.
she looked pretty like she had a regular job.
Right.
She looked very girly.
Yeah, feminine, malleable,
Yeah.
impressionable.
Like someone you can take to the mom.
Like, take to the mom, a cheerleader, you know, who's
Yeah.
had very comfortable in the back seat.
Someone who has children.
Yep. Somebody who wants to do that.
Yeah, someone who wants to do that.
That's
someone who also wants to make sure that he has a sandwich when he comes home from work.
Fuck a sandwich, dude.
You know?
Fuck a sandwich. I'll fucking fart on your fucking sandwich.
You said fuck a sandwich. It's like, honey, do you want some? What do you want on your bread? That's what, I just could never imagine.
Could you imagine?
I was talking to a woman at the farmer's market this weekend. Yeah. I always have great conversations with people at the farmer's market. They all know me there. It's a wonderful thing. I love everybody at the farmer's market. I love the egg lady. I love the ice cream lady. And it's vegan ice cream. And
I wish there was one closer to me. The closest farmer's market isn't that good, and it's like way up on Greenwich. But go ahead. You talked to a lady. Was it about making sandwiches?
If I could find you one.
Yeah,
but no,
let me know.
Well, I was telling her about that, about not having children as a woman, what that's like, how they treat you and your purpose in life. And she was like, I remember, she goes, my mother, like at my house on the holidays, the women, when the guys' drinks are empty, they all stand up to replace the drink.
Replenish the drinks without being asked. Just knowing, just anticipating the needs of their men.
Mm-hmm. She said, and I think seeing that, and I go, you know what? That's true. I always remember my grandmother. She used to make sure Willie, that was my grandfather's name, Willie, you hungry now? And she would turn the fire off the stove and then fix his plate. Mm-hmm. And I would be sitting there. And I was like, I want food.
I was going to say, I'm hungry.
And I used to compete in my mind with my grandfather.
Really?
With how much food I had.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
why is he getting all
why
this?
is he getting this attention?
My mom never really was like much of like a wait on my dad type of thing. It was just, my dad was a crazy hard worker and would get home earliest 6-7 o'clock and was usually gone before I left for school, 5 days a week. And so my mom cooked because she was a teacher. So she actually would pick us up from school because she wouldn't be that far. It was like similar hours. Mm-hmm. And then she just cooked. But there was never a sense of like my mom waiting on my dad. It was just like every meal was like, you thank your fucking stars I'm feeding you. To all of us. You know what I mean?
Right,
it was like forced gratitude. Like everybody, she's like, thank me.
Right.
But so that type of dynamic, and like my mom would talk shit about women who behaved like that.
Oh.
To their face, I remember, because my Aunt Diane, my Uncle Mark, who just passed away recently, he was an alcoholic, drug addict, abusive husband and father. R.I.P. My Aunt Diane was so like mild mannered and like would like just like wait on him, like what do you need, like always kind of walking on glass because he was like a volatile type of guy, would like yell all of a sudden for no reason. And my mom would be like, what's wrong with you, Diane? Why are you waiting on him? It was more like that, like he's an asshole.
Oh yeah,
tell him to get his own beer.
Yeah, that's great that you saw that.
My mom was more like that. So the whole concept of it for me, and I can do it. I like, as a woman, I can do it. I think we all have the ability to sort of be that submissive person.
Not cooking wise. No. Maybe in another way.
Like, but if you did do it, it would be like an event.
Yeah, like I mean, I remember like cooking for people in my studio, like where I live. It's like still not like a grown-up place, but it feels like playtime.
Yeah. Same.
It feels like, I was like, look at this omelet I made you. I can make a good omelet.
I know. I'm throwing slinging lattes.
I mean, I still don't have like a real kitchen. You have a real
None of
kitchen.
us do, though.
You
Yeah,
have a
but
good
I
kitchen.
can barely turn around. Some people have eat-in kitchens in New York.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah. No, my kitchen is like a corner.
That was my, but I missed that apartment, actually. I liked.
The one where you did your dance videos?
Yes. Remember that one?
Yeah, I was thinking I was going to see that. I'm in like, I think about that space.
Remember that space?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Like,
I started the pod there.
Oh, man.
It was just, I guess I needed more room, more space, but that place was cool. And it was in like super affordable, and they knocked it down when COVID hit. And I was right, like I could walk to the stand. I could walk places. Here it's like I'm a little like more removed. But hell yeah. And Ernest was that was another thing. You were like, when we were DMing about this, you're like, our last messages. The last time we were messaging about a vet who killed both our pets. And I was like, I wonder if she's going to notice Ernest in the box over there.
Oh.
What was the vet's name? Laughlin?
Oh, that
McLaughlin.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was so nice. Was she
That's
Australian
a
or
nice
something?
box. I didn't.
It's nice, right?
Where's mine now?
Where's your dead cat?
I don't know where my box is. You know what?
Did you move things around?
Oh my God.
You lost your dead cat?
I'm just now realizing I don't know where my box is. Because I
Did
have
you
a
get the
nice
same
box.
thing?
It's not that big. You got a really good box.
Yeah, I think I sprung
I
for
think
it.
I saved. Did you call them and ask when they was coming?
Yeah, I was all over it.
Yeah, she was really nice. She was that's tough. Those times. I don't know. You know what? I don't know if I could do that again.
You
Could
never got
do
another
that?
cat, right?
That was too much.
I'm gonna have to put that one to sleep when she.
Look at me. Look at my face. I cannot handle. Did you just fart?
No, I scratched my leg.
It was like, I was like, well, we're talking about it, so it's on topic.
Does it sound like a fart?
It's like,
If I farted, I would have been full of joy. Especially if it was if it was audible, I would have been like, wow,
oh my God.
I did it. I get it, but I guess I was too depressed without an animal.
Yeah.
I saw myself. I just know myself, and if I'm idle, I'm already idle enough, you know? I already have too much fucking downtime.
I just couldn't handle the pain, the loss again. That's the thing. I was I'm really bad with losing pets, and I think like I'll tell you a story. Like my sister, her dog ran away. And this dog I actually really was close to. And she told me before Thanksgiving when I arrived in Chicago, and I said because I knew they weren't really into the dog like me.
It breaks my heart.
Yes, that's why I was like, I'm not sure if I should tell you this.
Because it's like,
It was hard.
Why
it's
am I
hard.
like this?
It's hard. No, I'm the same way.
I know.
I'm the same way. And so when she told me, I felt like the world just was pulled out of my guts.
Yeah.
And I went, huh? She goes, well, Marina, she ran away. I go, how? When? What?
Yeah.
She said, okay, it was 3 weeks ago. And I go,
She knew you were going to be so upset.
and I said, why wouldn't you tell me
Yeah.
this? And she said, because we knew you would take it the hardest.
Okay.
We didn't want you to be alone.
Why did she run away? How did she run away? Was she on a walk? Was she in the backyard?
We don't know. We still don't know if that's the real story.
Stop it.
Yeah, I
What are you
mean,
implying? What are you implying?
because my niece goes, okay, TT, you want the real story? I said, I absolutely do want the real story. She goes, wow. She goes, she was like, and mommy just cut the cord and she ran off. I go, cut the leash? Yeah. Now, I have told this story to several people, and some people say, you know what? I have been there. Do you know that?
I would search high and low. Like Mabel's run away. Mabel's run away.
Okay, exactly. So I said, 3 weeks. I have seen you in the 3 weeks because you came to New York to visit. You stayed with me because she's okay. Now we know which sister.
We can edit, Nicole. We can. Don't worry.
I go, but
It's just, I guess.
so I said, did you go to a shelter? No. I go, did you call the police? No. I go, have
Animal
you
control.
have you checked the Humane Society? Have you put
She
up
doesn't want the dog
post
back.
any signs? She goes, where would I post a sign? You're in the suburbs. You put it on a tree, fold it up. throw it at their door. I don't care.
She never wanted the dog. I'm so sad.
She loved the dog, and then
I want to go find it.
Yeah, no, it's a sad story.
What type of dog was it?
And it makes me very sad. It was a white terrier, and here's a funny thing. Now, I think the dog. So I was bawling right on Wednesday night on the couch where I used to sleep with Rosie.
I'm gonna cry.
And Yamanika prayed over me because I was like this. I was like,
I can't.
I was like that. I was like, and I still every day I cry in the morning. I think my neighbor heard me in the bathroom, and
I'm so upset.
it's very upsetting, Kerryn. And so
What the fuck?
Yamanika was like, because Yamanika saw me with the dog before.
Yeah.
Because she FaceTimed me she was like, that dog is sad. You need to take that dog. I can see it. That dog is depressed. Marina, you need to go ahead and take that dog. Take that dog back to New York with you. I was like, how am I going to do that? I can't do it. How am I going to get the dog on the plane? If they could put it on the ground underneath, I don't. So anyway, she was the first person I called about it when this happened. And I said, you were right. And I was crying, and she did a prayer over me. She was at the Comedy Cellar. She's like, Lord, in Jesus Christ's name, we're going to find Rosie. Rosie's probably in a better place anyway, Lord, but make sure that Rosie,
That's what I'm going to hope and like decide to believe that, because it sounds like a cute dog.
It's the suburbs, and it's also like, it was cute.
Almost forgot. And I have a new holiday pedicure.
Oh, your foot's very famous, right?
We have feet fans here, and we got to keep the retention. Ooh, how do you feel about an ankle crack, guys? Is that hot? I'm going to fart on my foot.
So they're into your foot?
Yeah, I forgot I hadn't shown this silver pedicure yet.
Oh my God.
They like the spotums. They like the...
Has anyone ever showed their foot?
Yeah, Zhao Ying Summers.
My foot is
the most viewed clip.
horrid right now.
And not to them, it isn't.
No, I mean, there's like dust.
They would love that.
They're probably...
You know what they would do?
No.
On a yes and 100%.
I do have, though...
They would look at like a pixie
adorable feet.
Listen, your feet are your business.
When they're pedicured.
Yeah. Well, so maybe not today, but look out for Marina's foot contact.
I have a 6.5 foot.
Oh, that's so cute. That's tiny. How
See?
tiny are your feet? Nicole's tiny too.
5. Or like I get little boys' shoes, which is kind of like
You guys are
so
walking
cheap.
around.
You have a 5?
Yeah.
You guys are walking around little bedpost
Or
feet.
like 3.5 in boys.
What?
Whoa, you have
So-
small feet. Now,
both do.
let me ask you this. Has anyone Asian ever gone, oh, good?
No.
And I didn't mean to do it like that, but do they? Because I have. I've had people go, oh, good
Yeah.
foot.
Just good. Like no,
I had a
nothing
Korean
else.
roommate. She said my foot would be very successful in Korea.
Because they're tiny.
Yeah,
I'm looking
and
at them. They're so tiny.
And they hobble their...
Look how much
feet.
bigger mine is. That's kind of freakish how much bigger mine are.
This has old Rosie fur on
I'm
it.
an 8. Oh my God.
Sorry.
Why would you do
Sorry.
Why would you do
I'm
that?
sorry. I should have done that. No, I have to... It's hard because you want to cry.
I hope that soon, maybe not tomorrow.
Look,
like,
that's Rosie fur.
stop.
Sorry.
Put it in the box. Put it in the RIP Ernest box.
I've put a search out. I have everything. I have my cousin check the shelters. There's no sign.
Was she microchipped?
Hasn't been a sign. She wasn't microchipped, and I've heard that microchip actually doesn't work because they don't really.
I know you got to register them and
And it's
stay
a
on
good
top of it.
neighborhood of pets, and a lot of people. It was around Halloween, so hopefully the people took the dog in and was like, "We're just going to keep you," because she's so cute that people would steal her.
Yeah,
So that's the story we're going
we're
with.
gonna go with that.
Until then, I check the Ring app every single day.
Yeah.
You know, there's a Ring neighborhood.
No.
Yeah, next to the Nextdoor app, the Ring neighborhood is another
The
one.
camera, like, isn't the Ring camera? So people would show her, not your.
You could see if she ran by on someone's. So you put up a sign, and then people say, "Hey, is this someone's dog?" And I did see something around that time when someone says, "Hey, there's a white terrier, but she seems to be." The funniest thing were the comments were she seems to be happy.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. They were like,
She's like, I'm free.
yeah. That was the thing. They were like, she seems to be okay.
Mabel has run away because she's seen a squirrel.
Yeah,
and so
the
she's like
squirrels.
taken off before, but then she always comes back. She's very familiar with like a few different spots that we go to. But yeah, there's been times where she had run back to the dog park and like my friends had her the whole time, but I was like way down, like just crying, yelling, looking for her. And I came back and they were like, she's been here with us.
That's the hardest thing when people lose their pet. And then when you see all the other people who post on the Ring app and you see some people go, this is someone's dog. This dog was just there, but it wouldn't stay. And then someone will write, and you just let it go? Like, why wouldn't you take the dog in?
It's not that easy.
Yeah, I know. But that's what happens to people.
No, I
People
know.
go crazy.
They go crazy. They're like, why wouldn't you just, I'm not a professional dog catcher. If it came in my house, if I had some turkey and it came in, I think I would know what to do with the dog.
And now I'm going to tell you where I almost cried was when Lori Kilmartin
Yeah.
this weekend.
What happened?
I told her this story and I said, she goes, are there, not wolves, but
Coyotes.
Coyotes. I said, there
In Chicago suburbs?
Yeah, there are. And I said, they did see some. And she goes, and she is the right size for a coyote.
100%.
And I had my mask on. And she could see my eyes, the
Just well up.
water. And she was saying it. And I was like, and she goes, Marina, I'm joking. I go, I was like, I see you like you're about to cry. Like you are seriously. I was like, yeah, I can't handle it.
So scared. It's scary though. I was considering getting Ernest one of those like thunder jackets, like with the spikes on them.
Oh.
And my friends are like, you live in the Lower East Side. Like, why do you think that he would need this? I was like, just, you never know.
You never know. And there's wildlife. We have raccoons.
There's a hawk in Battery Park. Yeah, that's what I wanted to get Ernest.
Oh my
know.
God.
He would be cute. Mabel would fuck up a troop of coyotes. I wouldn't even.
Yeah, but then you can never touch the dog.
No, I don't want.
Oh, I love that dog.
That's a pretty dog.
That's a coyote vest.
Yeah, they sell them a lot. I feel like in like California, and like on the people who have their dogs off leash and in the mountains, and I think it helps protect against
I
mountain
love the
lions.
one with this fierce little like. Rawr, rawr. I told my sister, I said, so watch out for your daughter. And she's like, why would you say that? I go, I'm just saying. She goes, I don't think a coyote. I was like, okay, live in the world that you want to live in. I go, I'm just saying, just make sure you look for your dog. She's like, my house looks really nice now. I go, it'll only look nice to me if Rosie is back in it.
Did she not like how Rosie messed up the house? Or was there a lot of fur shedding?
That's a long story. My sister she had lupus. She's had 2 kids. She really never had like her own. She kind of didn't have a life for a very long time. And now she's starting to live it. And she's starting to be a single mother in a sense and work at the same time. And so she's a little all over the place. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to like keep that in my head.
Yeah.
And not be mad.
Right.
But it's hard.
Empathy.
It's very hard.
Yeah, I get it.
Because even my niece, she tried to talk to me. She was like, TT. And I was like, not right now. Not right now. Like when a black person calls the police and needs them, that's when you know something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I need your help. And the woman was like, it's okay. I started crying on the phone. I go, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cry. But so she was helpful.
Yeah.
Like she's like, I want you to know that Park Forest is Park Forest, Illinois, is a very friendly pet area.
Right. It's people are looking out. I bet you she's fine. Rosie's fine, you guys.
Let's
She's
all pray
listening.
for Rosie.
She's at home watching and she's fine.
Let's do a Yamanika prayer over Rosie.
Yamanika's so funny. Yamanika's been kicking ass in the gym. I want to do like a deadlift competition with her.
Oh.
I wonder if
I haven't seen her deadlifts.
I have.
Oh.
She's strong.
She is?
Yeah, she posts videos sometimes. I'm like, damn.
My trainer never does the deadlift stuff with me.
She probably thinks that you have a
He.
good ass. He probably thinks you have a good ass anyway. You don't need it. What does he do with you? Squats?
Well, we do a lot of boxing combination.
cardio.
Yeah, it's boxing combination with squats.
Yeah.
You know, like holding up the wall.
Wall
You
sit.
wall
It's
sit.
hard.
He did this one thing where you have to sit and then stand.
Oh, by
But
the end of that, you're
that's
fucking
hard because
done.
my back was like, I couldn't really do it. Then he told us he couldn't show us because he was doing the Titanic challenge.
What's the Titanic challenge?
There's a dance move where you like throw a girl up like, and they he had some woman that he was like,
What?
Yes. My trainer, by the way, looks like Jason Statham.
That's crazy hot.
Yeah. He's very
Can
hot
you train
guy.
me? I have a personal trainer. It's my ex.
Yeah, he'll train you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't afford any more trainer. I have 2 gym memberships and a personal trainer. I have to stop spending money in this fitness arena.
I know. I had to cut back because I couldn't afford it.
It's crazy. I'm being overindulgent. I don't need 2 gym memberships.
It's good though. I can't do it on my own. I've tried.
yeah.
I know how to do this.
Yeah.
And yet, like this morning, I work out with Irene Bremis. She's a comedian.
I love
Do you know
Irene
her?
Bremis,
And
absolutely.
Irene's like, "Come on, sweetie. Come on, sweetie. We're going up some. We're gonna challenge." She goes, and then she's like, "I've got to end exactly on time because I got these old bitches after you." She's so great. I love her. She's like, "Good sweetie, good sweetie."
I need the motivation from somebody. So it has to be like a group fitness class and like I was really doing great with these GTX classes Mondays and Fridays. Like for months I was like on it. And then I got like a little cold and I started smoking a little more weed and like it's really hard for me to run on a treadmill with like my asthma. It just sucks. Like the beginning of the class, like 10 minutes in, I'm like, I hate this. By the end, I'm like, oh, I'm a fucking marathon runner. I dominated. But like, it's just getting there. I just have paranoia. I've done it to myself too. This fucking vape, it's terrible. Terrible for me.
Yeah, the vape, I do it too because it doesn't have a smell
Yeah.
and it's convenient when you travel.
Right.
When you're in the bathroom in the airport
they don't
or
know.
on the plane.
Yep. On the plane, they don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's very convenient.
Yeah.
I've seen people in audiences now. They're
Me
like,
too. Vape it up.
I'm like,
I don't
hey.
mind a weed vape because it doesn't smell. It's like the strawberry vapes that I hate. Do you hate them?
"Oh, the strawberry vapes."
I don't like any fruity or like maple syrup. Like these, to me, it smells like car air fresheners.
Oh yeah, I usually just get like sour diesel,
Right. It's just
like
weed.
sativa.
Yeah.
But I was also vaping flour.
Yeah.
and so those
What, did you have
that's
like a
healthier
PAX?
for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That was one that looked like everyone was making fun of me because it looks like an old like 80s cell phone.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And it was Vlad. He told me about it, and I got the wrong one. He said, "I didn't tell you get that big thing."
You're like, shut up. This one was probably on
But
sale.
you can actually taste
the weed.
The weed.
That's what I like.
and it's good.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I didn't know marijuana had this going
Right.
on.
That's why like I'll do like a dab once in a while. Maybe I'll do one tonight at the Legion of Skanks if they let me.
Oh.
I like to go in, like I don't want to be on the podcast, but after it wraps up, they usually have the dab rig still set up.
Oh, wow.
So I go take a rip and then I, intelligently host the 10 p.m. show.
Oh, wow. There's a whole
With Aaron
world
Burr.
going on that I don't know about.
Not really.
I'll tell you what, I did get a little anxious because I smelled cigarettes.
I don't like that.
And I said
because it makes us
something.
all stink.
I said something I won't say which club, but I said something to someone and I said, you know what? I go, that's like marijuana. Okay. And even then I'm like, I still think comics are still too young to be just chilling like that. Like, yeah. But I was like, I smell nicotine. I know the difference.
Yeah.
Because I used to smoke. I'm a
Right.
big smoker. And we're the worst.
We are because we hate it so much.
Because, yeah.
It makes me sick.
And it goes into your clothes. It goes into your hair. And it takes a while. And you get headaches from it.
Yeah. There's no reason for nicotine, in my
None.
opinion.
I don't get that. What do they call it? Spliffs?
Yeah.
Why?
I think they're just being cheap with their weed, honestly. They want to buffer. They want to put more tobacco. It makes me nauseous. Even blunt wraps, I'm not great at because it's tobacco too. I can do like a little, like maybe a few hits.
Yeah.
But if I were to try to smoke a cigarette, because I tried. Maybe I think it was like 2 years ago. I was like, oh, I'll smoke a cigarette. vomited. Had to run into the restroom. the restaurant, vomiting everywhere. I think I'm like allergic to tobacco. And I used to smoke Camel Lights, dude. I used to fucking rip.
Yeah, I used to smoke Camel Lights, Marble Lights. I did menthol for a second because I dated a guy that did menthol.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I used to just sleep with guys just because.
Me too. What do you mean?
No,
I
don't anymore.
No, not anymore.
I was about to say, this pussy don't want it.
I know. I'm really so happy by myself.
I used to, this one guy, he used to smoke Newports all the time. And I just was like, okay, so I'll just smoke Newports with you.
Absolutely.
And then after that, I went back to Camel Lights after it was over.
My guy smoked Camel Lights in my 20s. And he used to always say, smoke them if you got them. We were in a play together.
Oh,
and I was like 20. I know. I was like,
that's usually how it starts. It's because someone says you're gonna need to smoke on TV someday.
Yeah, it's like it was everybody's doing it every break. You know, like you work on your script, your lines, and then it was smoke break. Smoke them if you got them, and I never had them because I thought that $14 was a wild price to pay. Maybe they were 11.
Ooh, how much are they now?
I bet you cigarettes are close to $20 a pack, maybe more.
Oh my God.
You got to imagine, right? Inflation over time. But I would always bum smokes from him. And it made me sick then. And I felt dizzy, but I just kept powering through them. I was like, someday I'll be good at this. Eventually I was. It wasn't that hard for me to quit smoking. Quitting drinking was hard. But quitting smoking wasn't
I don't
hard.
drink either.
Yeah.
Look at us.
We don't need it.
We're evolved.
Yeah. We're healthy.
Do you see people when they're drinking? Don't they look stupid?
Yep. They look embarrassing.
Like,
they look slovenly.
It doesn't look like it does. It's weird when you don't drink. Like it doesn't make sense anymore to me.
No.
It's weird.
I think people.
It's social.
Yeah. I think people know me as somebody who doesn't drink so much that like I rarely even like see people present as drunk around me. Granted, I don't stay out late. Like I'm never really like in those situations. But like even, I don't know, even someplace like Skankfest or whatever, nobody's really like coming up to me like, oh, I'm wasted. Like it's just like, I used to be that. Like 10 years ago, like that would have been the greeting, you know? But like.
Oh, I just had a flashback of you drunk.
Drunk? What did I do? I forgot. We've known each other a long time.
We have.
Was I humiliating? Was I just like another person?
You know what? It was okay. I'll tell you. It was a guy I was dating. You're like, he hit on me. You're crazy.
Really?
Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah.
Where was this? When?
It was
what
at
guy?
the old stand.
Shut up. Was I fucking with you?
Why am I whispering?
Whispering into the microphone.
What? It was the black.
Wait, what? Was he not a comic? Wait.
Yeah, and he
What?
tried to deny it, and I could tell from how hard he denied it that it was true.
No, because I think he did DM me.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely
But
positive.
the fact that I was hammered and went up to you
And you were
said
like-
something.
and I remember you're like, and I could still
Like
see
he was
your
going to
face.
be minding your little secret.
Yeah.
Like, you're never going to believe it.
Yeah. You were like,
This guy you're dating is a real asshole.
Yeah, that guy was.
But nothing ever. We never did anything.
No.
Okay.
He said that he tried to. The way he denied it, I knew it was true.
We always
because he
know.
was so
Adamant.
angry about
Yeah.
it. I go, why are you?
That was Lewis's tell too. He would get so worked up when I like would catch him cheating to the point he would like cry and stuff. I'm like, I know you did
Cry?
it. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness! You know, I've known him for
For so long. I know.
I knew him. I was one of the few females they booked. They didn't
Right.
book a lot.
They
of
really
girls.
didn't. It was who? You, Khalees.
And before, even then, they didn't. Like for a while, it was just me.
you.
But they were also like those guys. It was him. It was Dave. They were out street guys. They were out handing out.
Yeah.
Hustling.
Right.
Hustling from the very beginning.
Yeah. Times Square comedy clubs or whatever.
They
were.
just were hustling their asses off. And then I would watch Lewis go, you know what? I'm going to run a show. And I used to always kind of like a mother. I would be like, you can do this too. You do it. You do it.
That's nice.
You
It's
don't
your
wait
fault.
for anyone. It is kind of, because I used to always encourage. Because I could always see like he was a little like in the beginning, he didn't know whether he could take that next step. So like everything that I see now, like I'm super proud of him because I'm like, not only did he take those steps, but now look where he took it.
And he owes it all to you.
And went far past. I could have taken some of my own advice actually. So
yeah, it's
was so
funny. Like
proud
when
of
the first time I ever remember seeing or hearing them, it was him and Soder, probably Dave and Jay too. And I think I'd just done like a bringer at Eastville or something. And I was sitting at the bar and they were just so scary to me. There was something, especially I think Soder had long hair then too. And Lewis was so loud and they just looked like high school bullies to me.
yeah, well, they were all very guyish. It was very male back then. It's not as much now, but back then it was very, like the fact that I even was around those guys, you know, was kind of incredible.
Rare.
But I used to tell, I mean, I got some of my best material off of doing some of his shows. I did a story about like, you know, being a kid. It was during Michael Jackson whole thing and did he touch kids or not? And I was like, you know, what's weird is like as a kid, I used to kind of enjoy it. Like not the molestation, but I just like, you know, like I had a guy who wanted to show me his balls and I was like, yeah,
why wouldn't you?
So I had told that on stage and I said, they never tell the story of the kid that's like sort of lying about whether or not they wanted to, because, you know, you're curious you know, that's the part of the investigation that is difficult, is that children are sexually curious creatures.
Right. You're right. This is a good point.
And so they will sort of end up lying because they don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But part of it is they, you know, what got them in there in the first place, this is what predators know, is that children are sexually curious creatures. So when that kid pulled out his balls, I was like, ah! And then he's like, you. And I was a fast runner. I ran.
You ran. Mm-hmm. I was part of I'll show you mine if you show me yours betrayal in first grade. I think I was like 6 or 7. It was this kid, Toby, that I sat next to every day. And it was a whole buildup because we told all our friends we were going to show each other our privates in class and da-da-da. And like we went back and forth, who's going to go first? And ladies first. Like, that was like a big thing, da-da-da. And I was like, whatever, I'm not scared, da-da-da. So I showed him my 6 or 7-year-old vagina. And then he stiffed me.
Oh!
Didn't show me anything.
Oh my God.
I know. That's
you got stiffed.
But not.
Oh. But not, yeah. Whoa.
Fucking Toby. I know. I wonder if
Toby.
he was like, so like, oh my God, they really don't have anything down there. And then he was like, but I do. I wonder if it made him like super uncomfortable.
Well, that's the thing. Like, what is in your kid's head is not what, like, because the balls that he had was so much bigger. Now, it's kind of like, as a kid, everything's much bigger than it really was, I'm sure. Because when you're a kid, everything's huge.
How
so
old
I'm sure
were
they
you?
weren't that big of testicles. But I was like 8 or
elephantitis.
Oh, it was huge.
8's young to look at a grown man's
I remember thinking,
testicles.
what is that? That's ridiculous.
Like, I didn't even hear about that part. Like, I only know about the dick part.
In my mind, I still think it would look like brains. Like, it was gross.
Yeah.
And this is like Highland Park, Illinois, which is a very, very rich suburb. And my dad knew some people. That's how we got. And my mom goes, she could tell something was on my mind, because I could never keep a secret even back then. So I always had a smile on my face. She's like, something happened. What happened? And I was like, nothing. She goes, I won't get mad. And then I told her, and she got mad, called the police.
You got it.
Because the guy was older. He was a teenager. And he lived a couple of blocks.
How did you know him?
I knew him because we all knew each other. It was very
was he somebody's older brother?
Neighborhood like. And here's the funny thing. Twins.
He was a twin.
He was a twin.
And he was the bad one, obviously.
And the police came.
Arrested the other one, or came for the other one.
No, they came, they said, they made him come out. I remember them coming out and they go, which one? And I was so confused. I was like, well, tell him to drop his pants. No, I didn't say that.
Listen,
That'd be funny if I ever said that, but it's a good punchline. But no, I was just like,
I was thinking,
how
I was
else
like,
was I gonna know?
I was like, I dated the Lucas brothers, and I can't tell them apart to this day.
Did you?
So yeah,
Which one?
I dated Keith, the nice one. No offense, Kenny.
Can you tell them apart?
I can.
Oh, okay.
Kenny's a little bit taller, and they look different to me.
Oh, you know what? I never really thought to differentiate them.
Well, they don't make it easy. They really lean into their twindom.
Yeah, they do. They're
It's not like you're like,
very-
oh yeah, Kenny wears whatever. He only wears collared shirts and Keith wears hoodies. No, they both wear thick black framed glasses and very similar outfit choices.
Those two.
I miss them.
guys. Yeah, they're good guys.
They're always working on something. I'm sure that their next endeavor is going to be very successful. The way they kind of move in this business, I'm very envious of.
Well, the way they all, all those guys.
Those guys, not including.
It's funny because they all looked up to me.
All those guys were awesome. That was a time.
to take some get my payback.
I know. You should.
Hey.
Where's my?
Hi.
You're right.
But it was like
Who? Him? Josh
Lil
Rabinowitz,
Rel,
Little Rel, Kevin,
Jermaine Fowler,
Jermaine.
Kevin.
Yeah, those were fun times. Knitting Factory and Matchless. That Sunday to Monday. Those 2 nights. I used to have so much fun with all those guys.
Yeah, they did that. Friends of the People.
Friends of the
I
People.
got mad. I got another story. Here I go.
You were on it.
I got good stories.
Let's go.
No, I got really mad on set. This is probably why I'm nowhere.
Wait, what happened? Wait, I was in an episode too. I don't think I had any lines.
Oh, I got really upset.
Wait, let me hear.
So I was there. Jermaine was there. They were all excited that I was on it. They all looked up to me because they liked the sketch, the Chappelle sketch, where I go, "Ew, nigga, you smell like French fries." So they used to always go to in school. That was the thing the guys used to say, "Ew, nigga, you smell like French fries." So they knew I was that girl. So I was to them, the girl that they were "Oh, we're meeting her," and I didn't know it, And so they cast me in that, and they were excited. And it was fun, and I was supposed to play a correspondent about some type of piece. I can't even remember what it was.
Yeah.
But there was a girl that was in their group. I
So
can't
Jen Bartel.
that, and
No, because she was in. It didn't seem like she belonged.
she was their friend, friend of the people.
She was a lot. She
She
at that time.
she was there.
She was a lot.
I didn't know her very well, and all I know is when we were doing the actual scene, her mother was there.
Yes, her mother was there when I was there too. They're both a lot.
Okay.
I'm having flashbacks now. She's calmed down a lot.
Has she?
I only follow her on social, so I'm saying that from a spectator.
Is her career where their career is?
I don't believe so. Although, no, she had a part and she was great in it. This show was called American Woman that Alicia Silverstone was in.
Oh, okay.
I know because I worked on it when I was at Paramount, copy for
And
art.
this is recent?
probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Already dated.
Anyway, she was great. She was, to her credit, she's a talented actress.
No, she's very talented. She was
She's just a lot.
She was for me in the makeup chair when you're getting your hair done, you're getting ready to do a scene, and someone's like, "Oh, hello, how are you? So how do you know everybody?"
Yeah.
And
What have you done? What have you worked on? I know this person. I know this name drop.
And you're
name
just
drop. Yeah.
And then the girl who's doing my hair. This was the beginning of me being who I am today, which they call me Black Kerryn. So. The girl who's doing my hair, she was telling me how to do my hair, and it was really insulting.
Yep.
And I told Jermaine, she was really abusive to me when she did my hair. It was upsetting. And and he was like, "Oh, wow, she's really nice to me." I hate when people say that, by the way.
Me too. It's
I was
it just diminishes yours right away.
Yeah. So I was already upset about that, but I dealt with it. Mm-hmm. Then the scene, we go to do the scene, and her mother was in my eyesight, which is called the vision line or whatever, right? Which is I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I am a pretty good actress.
Right.
And so I knew that was not good.
Right.
I was like, why am I looking at your mother?
Why am I acting with your mother right? Why is
Your mother was like, like imagine acting and someone going,
beat it? Why is mom even on set? Beat it.
like, you're not going to be better than my daughter.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
going to. And I could see the whole thing. And I was like, this is not good. Like, someone get her. And I was getting angry. And I forget what happened. I forgot how I got angry. But it was like visceral. They could all feel that I was angry.
Good.
And then eventually they kept saying, Marina, if you could just. They kept doing this scene. If you just,
They kept changing your blocking.
you just move her over a little bit more off, a little bit more. And I was like, I know I'm not on camera.
I know I'm not on camera. I know I'm not in this shot. Why am I out
They're
here?
like, okay, good, you're fine. And I was like, I'm not on camera, right? And they were like, you're good right there. And I was like,
but they didn't answer the question.
no, never. And I was so upset. I was furious. I called Jermaine Fowler. I went off on him on the phone. I said it was the worst experience I've ever had on a set. That director, I wanted to kick him in his motherfucking ass.
That guy, was he like big, bald, brown mustache?
I don't know.
Bearded,
He
Matt. I think it was a
knew.
Matt.
He told Jermaine, he goes, I don't know, but I know Marina was pissed at all of us. Like, I couldn't control it. Like, I was.
Did you just feel like, you're like, what am I doing here? Like, I thought I had a part in this. Like,
I thought I had a part in this. I felt like no one was being nice to me.
Right.
And then when they kept saying, just a little bit further.
right. Like, what do we do? Where am I going? Why?
No. Okay, now we're good.
I totally remember her mother, and I hated every second of their energy together. I don't know if there was another family member there too, or they were just talking about her dad a lot, but it was all about new purses. We just signed this. Oh, this person's interested in her. She's having a lunch.
Yes,
you know? And I
it
was
was
like,
too
business.
And you know what?
I'm like,
Guys don't, those guys didn't.
They never cared about that shit. They
They're
smoked weed
like-
all the time and hung out and
like,
genuinely.
whatever.
They like Rabinowitz had like a genius comedic mind and seemed like a total workhorse to me.
Where is he?
I think he's in LA too. He's probably like directing and doing stuff that like
The next Star Wars?
yeah.
Star Wars. It's funny this time.
But those guys weren't like business
Yeah.
like that, you know? Like they got stuff and they were talented and like, but like Kevin was never like none
And
of them.
Kevin was there. I remember Keith going to Kevin, look out for you. And I go, not really. Like he just,
He's not a confrontational
he didn't
person.
seem like he was. And but it was like, I didn't feel like those guys took care of me during that time. That's the only thing I was like,
I got the sense that
worst
they
experience.
all felt like it was like their like one first shot too, and were like everything, you know, they had a lot of
they were
expectations
so nervous.
for themselves.
But
and
that was the beginning of, like, when I look back at it and I go, all those guys look where they are right now. Jermaine,
yeah,
the twins,
Yeah.
Lil Rel,
dominating.
and I just acted right. I mean, you know, had I just been a nice girl.
But
Instead, I stormed out. I mean, when I tell you, I was like, goodbye. What do you say? Well, you have to say, when they say you're wrapped.
right, that's a wrap on
That's
Marina.
a wrap. Oh, well, thank God. And I remember going to the cellar afterwards. I had a set. And Jim Norton, this is why I love Jim. Because he can make those horrible experiences
So funny.
so funny.
He's
And
the
he
best
made
at
me
it.
laugh. He goes, oh my God, this is excellent, this story. I go, why are you enjoying? He goes, why would I want to hear how you did well?
Yeah, of course.
He goes, no one, boo. I want to hear this. This
Yeah,
is excellent.
it's
They
hilarious.
kept moving you off set.
But do you feel like her vibe affected you from the beginning?
Yeah,
her
I
energy.
did. I actually did. I mean, I don't know if she was aware of it. I don't blame her. I just think
do.
I just think that it was,
Because I think there's so many people that are like that.
but I don't think that was her fault. I felt like that was the production's fault. Like
Yeah.
they should know how to manage that scene, but they were all new, right?
Right.
But that's the thing is, like, they should have known that there's no reason for actress's mother to be in your line of vision,
sight, right.
of sight during
psychotic.
a scene.
Why wasn't the other actor who probably wasn't on camera if they were doing your close-ups? Why weren't they in your eye
Yeah.
line?
You know, because we were being correspondents. And then it's funny because Lil Rel told me later, he goes, you know, I saw it and it was great. Like, it was really good work. You were great. There was a problem.
You're like, even me upset is gonna be good. Even if I'm irritated, it's still gonna be good.
I know. I was
But
like, well,
if only you had had a better experience.
yeah, it was
It matters. It all matters. People fucking they shift energies. The vibes are bad sometimes. I just had a tiny non-speaking role in a movie that Isabel Hagen is making, which everyone should look out for. It's gonna be great. What's it called? Something on a string, I think. You know how she's a violinist? Do you know Isabel Hagen?
you know, I don't.
You would. I think you
should
would if I
know,
showed you.
right?
But again, the tiny part, I was treated like, and I was probably 8th or whatever on the call sheet, like a princess.
That's
like
how
a
it
goddess.
should be.
And it's just because then you respond with that energy too. You're like, oh, you're giving me this, I'm giving you this.
Given what we know now today about how people are treated, the way that woman treated me with my hair, that would never happen today.
Right.
And she was black, by the way. It wasn't like I've had like people. Oh, is that her? I don't know.
That's
her.
Isabel. Yeah.
Oh, she's cute.
She's great.
Yeah. But like, given what I like, that would never go down.
Right.
There's. I mean,
The
back
makeup
in the
chair
day,
is so sacred.
it's so
Because it's like you're very vulnerable. My skin isn't perfect. Like every makeup artist could tell you exactly.
It looks so good.
Thank you so much.
I know you. I've
work.
seen you.
I work on it.
I see it, and I knew you worked on it. You know, there's a relationship that women who use serums have.
Yes, we do.
And I'm new
Wait till
to
I show
it.
you this new thing I got. It's called the Metacube, and it pushes the serum into your skin more. I know I might have to get you on the way you just lit up.
Well, you know, I'm new to it because
I
of
know.
Lois. Lois has got me on
Lois
all this
Thompson?
stuff. Lois, you know.
Oh no, Lois.
Lois Tierney.
I was gonna.
Lois.
I probably should have talked about it. In
Irish
the pod,
Lois.
But Lois and Peter had some. It was Peter's fault. You know, bad little Peter. He was being bad. Poor Lois.
Yeah, I try not to get in the middle of their
Yeah, me
stuff.
neither. I don't
but
blame you.
I will say this: like Lois was from the very beginning. I said, "Listen," because I don't take no shit.
Right.
You know, little, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, "You're not doing him any favors."
By
As a comic, if he is not doing what he needs to do in your house, you need to put his ass out. That's it.
That's
and
it.
that's going to be the best thing for his career.
And now, since then, he's gone to rehab. He's not drinking or doing drugs anymore. He's on the up and up. He needed a reality check, and she helped. Thank God. What a generous person.
yeah, she did help. But he was very young.
He is.
And I think that the scene can, for young comics, a lot of them are delusional in thinking they're on the same level. And that's why I say like certain rooms should not allow comics to smoke even weed because a lot of them, because it's contributing to this behavior when they're not yet developed, right?
Right.
They're not yet consistent as comedians. You're starting like behavior with them that doesn't need to be there. Now we used to all drink and stuff.
Right.
We would go outside and smoke, or whatever. Or maybe. I mean, marijuana wasn't like it is now. So
Right.
now you have a different issue. Like you're also creating like a problem where young comics who are smoking marijuana are going on stage high.
Right.
And they're not going to be good.
No.
They think they are. And they're also, once you start a behavior of smoking and performing,
It's your persona. And
Well,
that's
you
what
also-
people will expect from you.
it's habit.
Yeah, and then you're addicted to it.
so I feel for that kid, in that way. But
Yeah.
tough love, when I came to New
works.
York, no one helped me.
Me neither. I slept on floors.
You
I
did.
I slept on floors. I always worked, but I was sort of like pseudo homeless, like here and there during some bad times. I couch surfed, whatever. But I didn't really have anybody to like give me like a safety net.
Yeah.
That like I see sometimes with like certain people that it's kind of like, how do you even like push yourself? How do you like, why do you even how can you have ambition if you don't really need it? Meaning, like, if somebody's just like paying your rent or like bought you an apartment.
Right.
I don't get it. I don't get how they even have ambition.
My dad, the best thing he ever said to me was, baby, I can't believe you did what you did because none of us helped you. You did it all on your own. You made a decision to move to New York on your own.
Yeah.
You did all of that on your own.
Yeah.
You didn't ask for a penny from any of us. It was the best conversation I've ever had with my dad.
That's nice.
Because, you know, I mean, he had money. I could have asked. I just never liked to ask. But I moved here, UPS'd everything. You know, some of it came in a car, but most of it was a UPS box.
Yeah.
With a random, well, not a random guy, but a friend who I ran into from Chicago, who was in trash in Vaudeville wearing a pink boa. and I used to tell him stories about my grandma Moot. and you know, and he was gay and he was like, bitch! And I would tell him about, he was like, oh my God. And he would say, tell the story to all my friends. And then he asked me to live with him. And I paid rent. I had to get a job. I didn't understand how to get a job in New York City. I was walking around with clothes I couldn't have, like nothing looked right on me. And everywhere I went in, they had this look like, no, you don't have the look to be here.
I would apply at, this happened to me more than once. I would apply at restaurants and the host or the hostess would take my application at the front and then they would say, we'll call you if like anything opens up. Then I would walk away and I would always wear tight pants. And then two to three times they would run after me down the street and they would be like, okay, they're actually the manager's here now. You can come talk to them. That's how I got hired at Sushi Samba. Yeah, real butterface.
Oh, wow. You said you turned around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this horrible pumpkin orange shirt.
That was your interview shirt? This will get their attention.
I didn't know.
We didn't know. We were broke. It's hard. I used to wear stuff from, remember Strawberry Jam?
Yeah. I love Strawberry.
I would wear boots from there that would disintegrate while I had them on. I remember one time I used to walk back and forth from my classes in college and my flip flop just broke under me or whatever sandal I had just disintegrate. I think I put a plastic bag on my foot and walked I used to walk from 55th to 71st, Upper East Side.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was hard, but it's
that stuff builds character.
Yes, and it teaches you that you can survive things.
This excuse me, but this motherfucker's already living like a Jimi Hendrix lifestyle.
Right.
He's done got fame.
Yep.
And now he's gonna die young. It's like, no, you haven't even started.
I know. I think that comics now, especially young ones, they get maybe one or two viral videos and they're fucking comics.
That is true.
There's a lot of different things though,
yeah, there's a lack. You know what, Kerryn? You're the one who always sees, you go, they don't know you, Marina. She always sees the lack of respect.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, that I'll get.
I see it with Bonnie too.
Yeah.
And
Bonnie gets a little bit more, I think, because they know she has writing jobs they could use, and
none of it makes sense to me. If you are at a club that you probably just got passed at, or if you're hanging out, you're probably trying to get passed at, you're not gonna forget it. You want to be a comic in New York, familiarize yourself with the players. Know the scene. Learn, watch, listen.
Tony Rock said it once to these comics when I was at Gotham, and he goes, "You know, Marina, I love him for that." Yeah. And it's I don't need you to know me.
Yeah.
But it feels good that you know about comedy.
Yeah.
In general, that you know who was who,
right?
What was what. That makes me feel like you want to do this for real.
Yeah.
You know, and so Tony was like, how do you not know her?
Right.
And he they listen to him because, of course, he's a male. And a man can kind of lay down I can't believe that you don't know Marina Franklin. And then I had one of the best sets of my life.
I bet.
And they were like, oh. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, yeah, that was probably the best set I've ever had ever.
Yeah.
But it was just I was talking to another comedian about how today's comics won't have the same memories that we have.
I know. It's weird. It's like this TikTok comedy world, and it's short attention spans, and they don't even know they're doing jokes. The whole fucking Matt Rife controversy about his domestic violence.
Yeah, I don't understand.
He told a joke that was probably told on The Honeymooners in like the 50s. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
was it?
It was like, oh, the punchline was if she was a better cook, she wouldn't have a black eye, essentially.
Oh, and so
he opens with that, and then cancel woke culture, everything. You know,
did they cancel him?
I think they tried to, or maybe his big female fan base might be abandoning him.
Oh, because that was his niche.
Yeah.
Look at me. I know the words. I look.
But it's like,
I feel so proud of myself.
But somebody like that, you get a Netflix special, and you're gonna open with like one of the hackiest old. Like, we've heard this joke. You know, nobody plays by boggle rules anymore. You know, I used to be
but
like,
Kerryn, you never were like that. You were always you were the kindest. You were always
stopped drinking.
Funniest. You were always just like daring yourself up there, always doing new material. You always had a respect for comedians. You just came around and you're fun.
I try to be. And yeah, the respect thing, I think, you gotta, I think typically women are better at it, but not always. But you gotta,
not all of them.
Not all of them. I think anyway, anytime like I'm in a club or a comedy setting and I might not even be familiar with the person, but like all it takes is a second to feel the energy and how other people are responding to them and listening to them. And it's like, oh, that's somebody. Because with me, often it's like industry people. Like, I don't know who an agent is ever. But I'm like, but you can like be intelligent and like sit back and chill and try not to just pop off all the time and be like, oh, there's a reason they're kissing this person's ass. You know? That
You're very smart that way. But I'm
a little sheepish in that regard, where I'd rather hang back than like try to be funny and bomb.
That's why I like you. That's why I like you. I come from a generation of Patrice O'Neil's.
Right.
Greg Giraldo.
Yeah. The meanies,
Jim Norton.
The meanies of the mean.
But they weren't. Those guys, they were sharp, very, quick with the tongue.
Yeah.
And they could roast, like before they started making roast a thing, these were the real roasters. Like when I saw that that was before the TikTok thing. There was like, oh, who's going to roast? Who's going to do a roast? Who's going to do a roast? I go, you guys don't even get it.
No.
Like those guys used to come to the cellar and the way they roasted each other, it was brutal. Mm-hmm. But my God, they were brilliant at it. There was no one sitting there writing it down and planning it and sitting at a table.
No, it's just how friends like that interact.
Yeah, it was how friends who know each other, really know each other interact. And there was some feelings hurt.
Sure, they know where to go.
There was a couple of calls afterwards, like, okay, come on, man.
You're really going to talk about my fucking, yeah.
But these guys were like my generation of comics coming around that. I was,
that's daunting.
Jay, me, Kurt Metzger, Mike Vecchione, Joe DeRosa. We would all come into the cellar, Rondell Hartley. We would all come into the cellar and we'd be terrified.
I would be, yeah.
And so like anyone who was like you just said, anyone who was like, look at me, look at me, I want to be seen. That person would cry.
Yes, good.
At the end of that, because Patrice, all those guys
cut their heart out, hold it in front of them.
And I miss it on so many levels.
I know. It's what's missing. And it's like, there's like some people like, I mean, I have it in me to like, be like, shut up. Bonnie said one of the funniest things, I'm not going to say which comic it was, but he came off stage and he sat down at the table. We're all hanging out and he goes, oh, well, that was really fun. And Bonnie goes, he goes, oh, I just had a great time. And Bonnie goes, and the audience? It's just this tiny little thing that was just like,
yeah, no, Bonnie's great. She's great with that. She's and she's amazing at roasting.
Yeah.
But there was also some toxicity. I'm not going to say like all of it was beautiful, right? Some of it was also not good.
Yeah.
But there was still like a matter of you were around real comics.
It's in their blood. It's not like I did one joke on TikTok that went viral and now I'm a comedian.
See, they're not going to have those memories though. Like the memories that I used to, like I was talking with the comedian Paul Sullivan, because I came up with like, you know, Brian Tucker, who writes for Saturday Night Live, and Brody Stevens. You know, I was the baby watching those guys who weren't yet in the mainstream rooms, and they were working on material, and the collective unconscious, the surf realities where like Jim Gaffigan would stop by, or Sarah Silverman would come into a room, or Todd Barry would be there, and you'd be like, oh my God, I'm amongst this? Yeah. And I was a young comic, and I was like, I was blown away by the fact that I was around such brilliant, you know, stars, and I have that memory. I don't know what memory these comics have.
Yeah. One of my first...
Is it going like this?
That's what it is. It's thumbs.
Remember that clip we posted?
That's the thing. It's
that
like
went viral?
comedy.
I don't know. Maybe they have something.
The term comedy, it just doesn't mean the same thing to them.
Well, you know, I will say, like, I guess every generation, you know, I don't want to be that old lady.
I do.
Every generation has their thing that, you know, like, if they're young, this is what you do.
Yeah.
I just wonder if it's going to work. Yeah. If it's going to make comedy good.
And it's
again.
Like, but then what you're saying, like, how those guys used to roast each other, they just like said it was who they were. They just like did that, and like there were shows like Tough Crowd where like it translated and it worked. And I just don't feel like there's that much of the same camaraderie with like the up and comers.
I don't see it. It's business. I call them business comics.
Yeah, because it's all numbers, all algorithms. It's all about the grid.
And now I got to do it now because they're doing it. Everyone's telling us to do it. Agents and stuff, they're looking at, it's a real conversation. Well, what are you posting this week? What are you doing this week? What are you doing? It's a real conversation.
I know.
And here it is. Like, I actually like posting on my own time. You know, I still do the dance videos.
I love the dancing.
I love that aspect of social media, you know, but what I was seeing because I am a teacher by nature. So, you know, don't be mad at me. I used to teach theater at Syracuse. I shouldn't have. I was high all the time, but still. I used to wrap a scarf around my neck, and I was obnoxious. I would literally be like, and I don't understand what your moment before was.
Yeah. What's your motivation?
Because when you came into the scene, from what I'm gathering, you're not really connected. you know?
High.
So I used to do all that, and I was fucking high. But I am a teacher by nature, so I do like to see people grow and get better. So there were a couple of comics that I saw that were young, that were posting material that was just crowd work, that wasn't even that good.
Right.
It was like, hey.
No, I know. No.
It would be like
the crowd will be funnier than the comic. You're not gonna catch me dead posting a clip where the crowd's fucking funnier than me. But they don't see it like that. All they think about is views. This'll go, you know, this'll go viral, And it's like, yeah, but like people are gonna think you're not funny. Isn't that like fate worse than death? Doesn't that make you want to kill yourself? People even implying that listen, we all bomb. People implying that I'm not funny. I can have a thick skin about everything. I'm fucking old. I'm ugly, flat chest, say whatever. Talk about my asshole. I don't care. But if you fucking say that I'm not funny,
I know, right?
Why?
I had an ex-boyfriend that got into it with. Oh God, I can't say. This is a juicy one.
This will be the last.
There was a comedian. There was a comedian. I'll just say this.
Do vague names.
Vague names like
but make them rhyme. Like if it's about Schneal Menon.
Oh, right.
They're gonna know.
Steve Mavison.
Okay.
Let's just say.
Oh wait, I got it. It took me too long.
Yeah, and he was going off about. He got caught talking about my boyfriend at the time, who was way too young for me. Because I used to do them little boys, but they got into it because in his attack, which is funny about Steve Mavison, was that he was saying, "Oh, what was it? Oh, there was another person that he was mad at, Beef Thomason, and I can't do this. It's horrible. I suck at this.
Wait, I don't know it. I won't know it. I don't know it.
He was mad at that guy because he was kind of bullying him.
Okay.
And because he was young at the time,
Yeah.
Steve Mavison was young. And he was mad that Beef Thomason was bullying him. So he's like, that's why your ex is with the younger guy. So it was on Twitter. This is when Twitter was Twitter.
No way.
Yeah, and it was like, whoa.
Meef Schmavison.
And then
On Twitter.
and said, and then in part of that was that also that my young boyfriend at the time there was a comment about him not even being that funny or something like that, or him not being that good or something. And it really hurt him because he thought him and Miss Davison were good friends, right? And all I knew was the whole time as I was watching the chain of texts or tweets,
Yeah.
I just wanted to see that I was funny.
Somewhere.
And
Shout out how funny I am.
Like I was not attacked for not being funny. That's all I cared about.
Yeah.
I maintained. I was like,
You got out.
I'm good with this.
There-
They could fight all they want. As long as I'm funny.
As long as I'm funny, I'm fine.
That's fine. I
Yeah.
was like, whoo.
I know.
It's like, it's always the thing. No matter what the story is, it could be like, something like she looks like she has AIDS or whatever, but she's funny with AIDS.
Yeah.
That would be
Fine.
a compliment.
I'll take it.
I
I don't mind that one bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
You're welcome,
Marina,
You're welcome.
I'm glad we did the show plug up top, but don't forget, you guys, December 16th, go to City Winery and check out Marina. You're going to love her. She's so funny. Tell them other things. Tell them you're like...
I'm so sick of you. I hope,
I want to be a star.
I kept wondering if I looked... I've
look
always seen people
adorable.
on your couch like this and stuff,
Yeah, the men.
and I can't do it.
You're fine. I think you look
I
adorable.
want one shot.
What do you want?
You could also go to my website, marinafranklin.com,
And you sound whiter than me right now.
because it's actually my voice. marinafranklin.com, and I have a podcast. Oh, it's not.
You're not wearing your merch?
I'm wearing my DJ shirt.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot to wear the other one. Friends Like Us. It's a podcast that features women of color discussing hot topics. We have a white for the month, so Kerryn, come on.
Let me come.
I would love for you to come on, please.
Yeah, let me come.
We would love to have you.
Yeah.
You're so smart.
Not really, but
You are. People
could
don't
try.
People don't. I see it.
with all
There's
my,
brilliance
all
over
my
here.
concussions. Yeah, brilliance, you guys.
Brilliance. Beautiful brilliance.
Like and subscribe, and follow Marina. And thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Throwing ass on the gram, getting laughs at the stand. Only she can, only Feehans. It's only Feehans.